Welcome to our analysis of recent changes of American and European trade policies and their implications for geoeconomic fragmentation. In 2018, Trump imposed tariffs on multiple products, two of which were a 25% tariff on EU iron and steel, as well as 10% tariff of aluminum. Later in January of 2022, the Biden administration imposed these tariffs until 2026, replacing them with a trade tariff quota. This reflects all geoeconomic fragmentation processes as firstly, tariffs are a burden to companies disrupting supply chains and deter trade between borders. Secondly, it contributes to the regionalization of trade as companies seek to avoid tariffs by favoring suppliers and partners within their own regions, leading to a reduction in economic integration between the US and Europe. As a result, trade blocs emerge where each side tries to gain bargaining power in the face of rising protectionism. The imposed tariffs forced EU companies to export less steel to the US by higher costs, worsening GDP and unemployment. In the long run, the ECB would need to respond due to excess supply in Europe. Additionally, the increasing tariffs cause more uncertainty about the foreign market, which makes banks more cautious in allocating capitals, and banks in Europe may lend less for European companies. We gather data about the steel and aluminum industries from Eurostat, which we then analyze through an OLS regression in R to verify initial assumptions about changes in quantities and values of euro. As a result, we surprisingly found that the initial tariffs imposed by Trump did not lead to a statistically significant reduction in the value of EU exports in steel to the US, but we did see the amount of exports decline significantly by 107,000 tons per month during his trade policy. The suppressed export quantities continued even after Biden moved to a more favorable trade regime under the tariff quota, but improved slightly to a new decline of 86,000 tons when compared to the previous baseline 418,000 tons of exports per month, representing a 26% and 21% drop respectively in both those policies. Despite the still depressed export quantities, Biden's policies saw a significant increase in the value of steel exports, with a 64% increase in euro compared to the baseline of 431 million. This is most likely due to a strong economic recovery experienced in the US, coupled with the Inflation Reduction Act, which saw significant funding for infrastructure projects. Thank you for listening.